Welcome back to Under Oath. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman.
You are.
Sitting next to me is my partner in crime, my brother of comedy, James John.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
You know, James, you're very recognizable.
I am.
You have a look.
I do.
Do people go, hey, I know you from somewhere?
Yes. Okay. When I go to Disney, I get stopped 8 times a day. Because I do videos about Disney, they know who I am.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they yell my name. Like, nobody says, hey, I think that's James. They yell, James! And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I get nervous.
Get on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I think's coming. I automatically just get on the ground. My hands are behind my back.
Imagining the clicking sound. Click,
Yeah,
click.
click, 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 yeah. And I'm like, I'm not resisting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about resisting.
Yes.
I've been doing a lot of stand-up lately.
You have.
I've been
Congratulations.
on the road a lot. We've been doing these things. There are two kind of people. The people who will watch the guy before them and the person who doesn't want to see him at all.
Okay.
What are you?
I want to see. I want to see what topics you talked about before I get up there, so we don't go to the same realm of comedy. I want to make sure.
I hate when somebody's doing their bit. I go, wait a minute, I have a bit on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I don't want that to happen, so I like to watch. And I like to gauge the audience, how they're treating your material. I can kind of shift like to another gear. Maybe
I want
to
take one thing, one joke you said, and I want to use it in my set.
And that's smart.
Just to expand upon that
in the very
joke.
beginning of your set, to bring everybody back in.
Like this one guy was talking about how something about his kids or something, and it was a rough joke. And I get up, I'm going, hold on, I got a daughter.
Yeah,
and they laugh because you're part of the joke with them.
Correct.
Now, how do you handle this?
Ooh,
the terrible comedian who goes on before you.
You mean?
And we ain't mentioned any names.
No, you mean,
of course, all the Orlando comedians are fantastic.
You're talking about when somebody goes up before you and they don't do well. They bomb. Oh, yeah, yeah.
They roadrunner that thing right in.
And you have to dig yourself out of that hole.
Yeah.
That you better be ready, because if you're the person going last, it's your job as a headliner, no matter what happens before you, to make that audience laugh. They came to see you.
Yes.
So it is your job to do whatever you need to make that show happen.
Now, a lot of people don't realize that my comedy journey began with James and Miguel and Ken. So I've done a lot of shows with them.
Yeah.
And nothing is funnier than when we get to do a show together again. And it doesn't happen as much as you'd think. It happened a lot more in the beginning than it does now because
we're all headliners.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I have headlined. I don't consider myself. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're a headliner, sir.
I just look at it differently because I look at it more like a job. When I'm headlining, it's more of a job than when I'm featuring. And for those who don't know, featuring is the guy who opens for the headliner, and he gets about 20 to 25. But the guy who's the show for is huge.
And it's known as the sweet spot. Because there's no pressure.
No.
When you're the guy opening, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
It's just 20 quick minutes. You just get the audience warmed up. It's usually a good time. And then the next guy has all the pressure because he has to do an hour. Yeah.
Now, I opened the other day for Miguel. And the cool thing about that was I got 2 bits into my set, and I did my ending bit in the middle of my set. The one that supposedly gets the biggest
closer,
hit. My closer. I don't know. Somehow I go, all right. And I don't even know when the decision hit to do it. I just felt there was a lull, and I wanted to flip it a little bit. And there wasn't a lull. I just, in my mind, I felt a lull.
You were in your head, yeah.
And I was able to move my bits around and just click, 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 click. And it was fun. I guess the hard thing for me now is I don't know. You go, I got a standing ovation. Was it good audience or was...
No.
Am I good?
No. First off, if you get people to stand on their feet, there ain't enough sympathy in the world for an audience to do that if you was not good. No. You get a standing ovation, you earned that. Yes, you did. Now, there's a difference between a standing ovation, everybody getting up to clap, than everybody getting up to leave. Yeah. That's not a standing ovation. That is a mass exodus.
Now, it's just the way it is. All right. We got to pay the bills. What's the law?
Legally Screwed today, my friend. I picked out some really good ones today, man. In fact, Morgan, she picked out some great ones today. This is good because you know how they say no good deed goes unpunished?
Yeah, it's called My Life.
I read it twice.
Do you know how many nice things? Every time I'm doing something nice.
Yeah.
Every time I'll sponsor a huge event.
Yeah.
And somebody will walk over, hey man, I'm a little upset. This is free. You're not allowed to be upset when you haven't paid anything.
Oh, that's when people love to be mad, when they didn't pay for anything.
You know how you paid for the movies? You didn't tell me there'd be stairs.
What?
What movie theater do you normally go to that doesn't have stairs?
How you get to
And did you, like, you know, we have a check thing, because I'm so paranoid that says, do you need help? Do you need assistance? Well, no, I didn't check that, but I just don't like stairs.
Got it.
I'm going, well, would you like me to carry? And I want you to play this back, people. Hold on. That's not the worst of it. She came down from the stairs.
To let you know that.
To tell me that.
Oh, that's perfect.
Knowing that she had to go back up the stairs.
Correct. Come on, man. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. So go ahead.
All right, ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. No good deed goes unpunished. Like I said, I'm at a restaurant in Iowa. The staff asked me to open a wine bottle that they could not open.
Ooh,
First mistake.
No.
The bottle
I now work for you.
shattered in my hand, causing a 5-inch laceration, multiple cuts, 10 stitches, and an ER visit, and a $1,200 medical bill.
And a call to Kaufman and Lynn at 407-500. Jeff.
Am I asking too much if I have grounds for a claim, or is it just bad luck? I'm going to tell you right now, here's James's unofficial legal advice. If you get cut in a restaurant and you don't work there, guess what the new name of that restaurant is? James John Chicken and Waffle and Check Cashing. That's right.
Yes.
That's my restaurant.
There you go. Now, hold on. There are people out there listening.
Yeah.
And you listeners are getting mad at me. You're going, Jeff, that's right. It's just an accident. It's just an accident.
No.
Okay. Well, accidents happen all the time.
Yes, they do.
And I'm going to tell you, if you're the person who goes, Jeff, that's an accident, look at me very close. You'd feel differently if it was you.
Correct.
And that's the rule of law. Everyone acts a certain way until it's them. I hate you, Jeff. I don't like that you told that person that if he got rear-ended, that he should see a doctor no matter what. Yes. You should see a doctor no matter what. How do you know? Because I have seen hundreds and thousands of people not go see the doctor. And what happens is, you know what? I think I messed up.
Correct.
And then I've seen the ones who did see the doctor, and the doctor goes, oh, yeah, we got to do surgery now.
Right now.
And I've seen the ones who waited, and they can't get the surgeries paid for because you know what the insurance company does? Ooh, you should have seen a doctor.
Yeah.
And because we think you're making this up now. Insurance companies are set up not to pay you.
Say that again.
Insurance companies are set up not to pay you because they're not insurance companies. They're investment companies. They take your money and buy Apple stock with it.
Correct.
Or property or lend it out to somebody else.
Yes.
They don't want to give it back because then they got to pull the money out of the investment to give to you.
That's right.
That's why everything gets drug out. And they go, well, I've had these clients who get mad and they're like, hey, why don't I get my money in the first week? Because they do not back the money truck up. They're going to delay it. If they cut your check one day later, oh, well, how much interest is that, Jeff? I don't know. Times it by 20,000 checks.
Woo!
They're getting paid.
They're getting paid, yes.
You know, and if you don't know basic interest, then don't argue with me about math.
There you go.
That's always the one. Well, Jeff what? The billboard said I get $1 million. No, the billboard said they got $1 million.
On that particular
case.
need
to, hold on. No, and you need to read the thing below it. Results not typical.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't, you know what? Because everyone doesn't get $1 million. And out of that $1 million, how much do you get? Well, I get $1 million. No, you don't.
No.
The attorney gets his cut.
Correct.
Also, you got to pay your medicals.
Correct. And there's a family member who always gets his money. You know what his name is? Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam.
No, the government doesn't get. The government doesn't get it when it comes to your medical bill, stuff like that.
They don't. I mean, they don't get any part of your settlement.
No, they won't get it.
I just learned something new. Yeah. I thought Uncle Sam got a piece.
Now, what sucks about this is I saw this board recently, and it goes, "We only take 25%," and in small letters it says pre-suit.
Oh.
So people don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
It means that if I file a lawsuit, then I get 40%. But if I'm able to get the quick money for you,
I get 25%.
And it's not a lot. Yeah, I'll take 25% of that if I don't have to work your case.
Gotcha. So if I get like
5,000.
Yeah.
No. But the problem with that is the reason why it's 33% is because it allows you to work the case. It allows you to give a damn. It allows you to hire better quality people.
Got it.
If you want Burger King, hire Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a great Whopper, but you'll get the toots later.
Yeah, you will. Okay.
But when it comes down to doing things, sometimes if you can't talk to the guy who owns the firm, you have a problem.
Meaning the guy that you see on all the commercials, the guy that you see on billboards, you can't actually talk to that dude. You're probably not getting the best service.
I bumped into somebody the other day who we are handling their case, and he goes, "Hey, I want to thank you for all this." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, man. I appreciate that."
Yeah.
And in the end, it wound up that he was able to talk to me a couple times during his case. And even though my partner, Craig, was the one pushing it through, he was able to talk to me. And it made him feel good about it.
Yes.
You know, for example, one of these young ladies came into the office to do a deposition. Now, I'm probably the only firm that shoots videos for every step that they're going to go through. So as it moves through the case, they'll get a video from me. And deposition is one of those. So I do a whole video on depositions on how to do it and how to talk and how to be prepared. The woman said, "I got to tell you, Jeff, I was scared to death. I watched your video 4 times and you were right about everything." So I walked out of there feeling good. I go, "You've walked out of a deposition feeling good?" And she goes, "Yeah, I wasn't scared because you had prepped me for it." And even if it was a video, even though that the attorney who was walking her through it was aware of it too and talked to her, you know, anything you could do to make the person happy. Now, the case you brought up dealing with
a wine bottle.
It could be anything. I've seen that happen anywhere. "Hey, could you help me with this mop? Could you help me with this balloon?" Believe it or not. Anytime somebody puts you in the position and has you do something they should have done, you might have a problem. Also, we've actually sued companies when bottles, I've had exploding bottle cases before, believe it or not.
I worked in the food industry. I've seen it happen.
And you sue the distributor of the bottle. You sue everyone. Correct. Because the fact is, the goal is to simply try to put the person back to where they were before the accident.
Okay.
And let's say it's just a huge scar. I can't fix a huge scar. And don't tell me plastic surgery, because it's always going to be there, and having to go through it and having, you know, I've had those moments where, for example, I had skin cancer and and I'm looking at this huge scar in the middle of my head, and you want to talk about some emotional stuff to go through?
Yeah.
I don't care how comfortable you are with yourself. When bad stuff happens, you feel worse. And I didn't ask for that.
No, you didn't.
The person with the bottle, she didn't ask for it. She's at the table. I gave you a tip to do it.
I pay you to do this.
Yes. Why? Oh, well, I'm having a problem with it. We'll take it back. I'm not the song. What do they call it? Sommelier.
Yeah.
I'm not that uppity.
Now, if they ask you to do something at a restaurant, you shouldn't do it because you don't work there.
You say, "Listen, I'm no good at this. I'm no good."
Gotcha.
But somebody will be held responsible.
They have to be.
And make sure to contact a lawyer. Welcome back to Under Oath. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Together is the, let's say, less amiable Craig Lynn today.
Amiable?
Amicable. There's a lot of things that I have issues with today. First Amendment rights. I say what I want. It's funny.
Oh, that's not necessarily true.
Well, there are limitations. But I noticed one thing. After a show, some people come up and they say, "Man, I loved your show, but this joke bothered me."
People actually say that they like this show?
Not this one.
Who are these people?
My comedy show. When I do stand-up.
Oh, not this. Of course
not this
one.
show. They don't like this show.
Okay.
They just write us nasty grams. What do you guys know?
That's true.
What are you, lawyers? Yeah, we are. We're 30 years. We're pretty good at this. But the point is this. After I do a comedy show, every once in a while, and it doesn't happen a lot, people will come up, "Hey, man, I loved your routine, but this bothered me." And I said to her, "Well, let me run this by." So all the other jokes were okay. But because this one touched you, you didn't like it. So you should either hate all of them or suck it up. You don't get to pick and choose how you're offended.
I think the come to Jesus conversation goes like this. If you laughed at 90% of the things I said, it might be you that has a problem with that 10% of the material. Were other people laughing? Did you hear other people laughing around you? Then it was probably funny.
It's humor.
Come up to me when nobody's laughing. But you don't have to tell me when nobody's laughing. I know it more than anybody because I'm hearing it.
And what is the level of a joke that you can take that you think is funny?
Oh, there should be almost no level. Okay. Like you should, as a comedian, I think one of the things you should say to yourself, how many people can I offend tonight? I want these people to just walk out here going, wow, I can't believe he said that.
Yeah. I've had that happen. I've had people bust out and do this because I have a bad joke I tell in the beginning, or sometimes I say, I said my buddy Miguel says, where are the Latinos? My Ken says, where are my brothers and sisters? And then I say, hey, where are my white people? And the place erupts. And then I say, and I have a good joke. I say, hey, listen, we don't want to start a bad parade. Relax. And I've never gotten heat about that because they're going, oh, you said it in a certain way. It's okay. Now, here's what I don't like. Well, he's not that funny. If he was funnier, he could get away with that joke. People actually do that. Depending on how good a comedian you are, they will either forgive you or not forgive you. Like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was a brilliant comedian. He probably still is. He hasn't performed in a long time. But he did this thing on chopsticks being, cheap. And he goes, what a bargain. He said, the sign said, chopsticks, I forget, 25 cents or something. What a bargain. And he did the voice. Eddie might get away with that. He also might get away with it because he's also a minority.
Oh, that's probably the reason that they let Eddie Murphy get away with it. It's because he's both.
But my white ass, if I drop an Asian accent, I'm out.
No, I don't think that should be the case.
It is the case.
No, it is.
It is.
But you guys out there in comedy land, you comedians, you're it. You're our foot soldiers.
You're the defense.
You're our front line.
The last defense.
You're the first defense.
Ooh.
You got to get out there. You got to set the tone. You got to let people know it's okay to say things that are funny. It's okay
to be offensive.
And if somebody wants to figure out a way to pretzel twist it into being offended, well, then by all means, knock yourself out. But the fact is, it's funny.
Well, this is kind of a setup. I feel kind of bad I did this to you.
Oh, you set me up?
I did, a little bit. Jimmy Kimmel drops a joke about the First Lady and says, the exact line was, she has a glow like an expectant widow. And President and the FCC think he should be fired and canceled because he's inciting violence on the president.
He didn't incite violence on the president. If you are a conservative and you voted for Trump, obviously you're not going to find that funny. If you're a Democrat, that's hysterical.
You find it hysterical?
You're probably still laughing if you're a Democrat, but it doesn't cross the line to tell somebody, oh, hey, go kill him. It's kind of making light of the fact that, hey, there's been a multiple attempts on him now. Are we allowed to notice that? Are we allowed to notice that there's been multiple attempts on the president's life and then kind of try to make light of it?
I had a joke. You remember my president joke when he gets shot? I said the reason why people like Trump is because Trump is like a rapper. He's like 50 Cent. He gets shot, he comes back. I put that fist up in the air. He dropped the white power sign. The black power sign when he got shot. I was going.
I think that was the fight.
That was kind of gangster.
Yeah.
A little gangster.
Listen, everybody thought that was a pretty inspiring moment.
Here's the thing, but I can't believe that our White House, and it's ours. I don't care what you say. You don't have to support it, but it's our White House. I'm an American citizen. The presidency, it's our president. I don't care who's in the job. Now, what bothers me is this. Our president says some rough crap. He does it all the time. And I'm cool with it because he's the president and he's got a right. But when Kimmel says something, we got to shut him down. And that's what's going on right now.
Can't believe you're taking that position.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to shut.
Oh, you're not advocating that Jimmy Kimmel just said, oh, okay, all right.
I want you to know something.
You probably thought it was, well, okay.
I was absolutely positive that Craig was going to go, there's a line. But I guess.
Oh, it's past the poor taste line. It's a poor taste.
It's a poor taste joke.
But I can understand where to half of the country, or actually less than half if you want to get technical, would think that was funny. And that's fine. You can laugh at that joke if you want to. I don't think it's funny, but I could see where other people would think it was funny.
I don't think that's the test. The test is whether you found it funny. The test is we're allowed to say it. Now, here's the argument.
Yeah, that's true.
But
even
here's the
if
argument.
No one
here's
found
the
it
argument,
funny.
though.
I would still make the same argument, even if nobody thought it was funny.
Well, the argument is they believe it incites violence on the president. That's the argument.
No, that people are making that argument, maybe because they don't understand. Inciting violence is not talking from the stage at a studio that you're shooting your weekly or daily show from. Inciting violence is on a stage with a giant crowd in front of you, and you say, "Hey, let's go right now! Everybody, get your stuff." See, there he is. Let's go get him. That is inciting violence.
But what about Kathy Griffith? She had that.
Again,
Trump
poor
head.
taste, but she should be allowed to do it. And then she got lung cancer, and then all over the internet, everybody was holding up Kathy's head, and she couldn't take it. So if you're going to be a comedian, you're going to dish it out, you got to be able to take it back.
I take it a lot. When I do shows with other comedians, I take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard these, like, for example, here's a terrible joke that one of my fellow comedians said on air. He goes, "Jeff, you're just upset that your people killed Jesus."
I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm probably not supposed to laugh at
now,
that.
I
saw the movie, though. I saw the movie.
I was sitting there. I was sitting there going, okay, it's a painful joke. So what did I do? I went over the top. I didn't let it happen. I go, "And you're welcome." Because you'd be praying to rocks if it wasn't for my people. And it was like,
good comeback.
Slap.
Good comeback.
Now, we took a little heat. I was told, Jeff, that was a tough joke. I'm going, which one? The one that my people killed Jesus, or you're welcome? That's the thing about comedy. It's how quick you can slap back. At the ending of every one of my bits, I flip it on you. And it's for the surprise factor, not the offense factor, but just because it goes, oh, it makes you respond. I didn't see that. Oh my God, I didn't expect that. And that's what's funny. Now, some of the best comedians in the world have been also the most offensive.
Oh yeah. Actually, the most offensive ones are the funniest. Because they don't care. They don't care about what you think about their material.
It's easier to be offensive than clean. We can agree on that. It's almost impossible.
Oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it's easier to tell a joke that would be offensive. I agree with that. You have to really go out of your way to not be offensive, and then that kind of stifles the comedy. If you're going out of your way to not be offensive, now you've. I hate to call it an art or a craft, but I guess really that's what it is. Being a comedian, you have an art, you have a craft. You're up there and you're trying to share your art and craft with other people for the purpose of getting them to laugh.
I saw a comedian named Nate Bargatze, and Nate is one of the most popular touring comics right now. Absolutely clean. Everybody opens for him is clean. He packs stadiums, 18,000 arenas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm blown away by that number because that Dave Chappelle gets that number. And this clean comic gets in and people bring their kids. And I'm like going, oh my God. And I see kids walking and I'm like, oh Lord. But it's okay. Somehow the jokes are so benign, but they're ridiculously hysterical.
Well, yeah, you can tell stories that are funny that don't offend anybody.
It's so hard to get that laugh. I think of every bit I do. The Jacob bit is the closest to clean I've got.
Do you find other parents of autistic kids coming up to you and saying, how dare you use this affliction as a prop or a comic relief element?
No. And if somebody ever did come up to me and say, hey, I was seriously offended by that, I said, I'm terribly sorry. I'm sorry you found offense in it. I didn't apologize for the joke. I said, I'm sorry you found offense in it. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to tell the joke. The fact is, even if the joke was offensive, the bit, my son is the hero of the story. He's the antagonist. He's the one that's beating the crap out of people. He's not the one that you feel sad for or I'm making fun of. He's the one who's making fun of the other person. And it's a true story in the sense that that's what he does. But if you were offended by it, walk it off. You had no issue with me making fun of my girlfriend
Do
or
you,
making fun
I
of
don't know.
old people having to crap in boxes.
I've heard your material before. You don't really go reaching trying to offend people.
Well, I don't reach for it, but some of the things. I mean, some of my jokes are.
You don't go out of your way to do Asian or black or Hispanic jokes. No. You don't do any of the stereotype jokes.
I have a lesbian joke.
You will sometimes do the Jewish stereotype jokes only because you're Jewish, probably.
Attorney jokes. I make fun of real people. I mean, I'm thinking in my bit, I do have one lesbian joke, offhanded joke, and I've had lesbians come up to me at the show and go, "Jeff, that was funny." But a lot
of lesbians are very good natured about comic that is directed in their field. They really are.
I mean, it's like, but the joke isn't about a personal issue.
They're kind of like dudes, right?
It's a softball joke, and it's very benign. But I mean, it hits you so fast. You're like, oh, okay. And when I tell it, believe it or not, I am aware at that moment that I'm pushing the envelope. I'm aware of it. I'm a little scared too, because Jacob has a thing. It's the autistic racist where he realizes this black woman is in front of him and he says something inappropriate for a
casual conversation where you don't know the person.
Yeah. He says, "I love your brown face," and puts me in a bad situation.
And then you're having to explain.
He's autistic. He's autistic. He's like, but that's the First Amendment. That's a lot of things. No, it doesn't give you the right to cause violence, but anybody can take anything and interpret it. Oh, I made fun of the president. I made fun of a senator. I made fun of a representative. They could say, oh, maybe this person's bad and I should do something. That's not that's regular commentary. Even regular political commentary where I said the president sucks or the senator sucks. That could be interpreted, I don't like him and you should do something. But it's nonsense. Unless I make it very clear, hey, somebody should do this. That's a different thing, me making a joke or commentary. Today we have actress Elena Sanchez. Elena, how are you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm good. I got to tell you, very rarely do I watch a career move the way you did. And am I mistaken? I don't want to make sure what college you went to, because it's a pretty impressive college. It's not like, oh, I went to, a state college. You went to a pretty serious college.
I did. I went to Cornell.
Oof. That's not easy to get into. I got friends of mine who made it very sad, that last year of high school.
Yeah, it seems like a lifetime ago, but that being said, I went to the hotel school, which is apparently the easiest one to get to out of the ones that they have.
So hospitality is a lot easier than anything else then. Okay.
Apparently.
All right, well, let's talk about your new movie, Neglected, with Josh Duhamel, Dylan Sprouse, and T. Schweiger. Woo!
Yeah. Yes, what a cast.
That's not bad. It's not a bad cast to go up against.
Yeah. I was so excited. I mean, I heard about Josh being a part of it first. Immediately knew I wanted to do it. And so it's a serial killer thriller. Dylan Sprouse plays the killer. John, oh my God, John, it's early, my brain. Josh plays the detective whose son gets kidnapped by Dylan, buried alive.
Oof.
And Dylan comes back to the station and says, hey, you have 9 hours to solve 3 murders. And if you don't solve them, your son is going to run out of oxygen and he's going to die.
Well, I mean, come on. That's 1 every 3 hours. It seems doable. I mean,
let's see how fast you would take to solve 3 murders.
I couldn't solve 3 murders in 3 years. So it's not the issue. Now, every time I hear something, when they say buried alive, it always freaks me out because I see all these films with the video of the kid or the person like this, and he's got that face on like, oh God, I got no oxygen. Oh.
Yes, it's creepy. And I remember seeing the set of where he's buried, and I was like looked in. Our first AD like laid down in there, and I'm like, like you okay down there? Like it's a little creepy.
So how old is the kid that they put in this box?
I'm trying to think how old he's in the movie. I think he's supposed to be 15, 16.
Okay.
17.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't stick an 8-year-old in the box. I'm kind of happy about
No,
that.
no, no,
Okay.
not that young, not that
Okay.
young. And the kid is played by Corbin Pitts, amazing, young, talented actor. He's got a great career ahead of him.
You know, I love when these have these opportunities to do certain things because, I mean, for me, my whole office, I'd say my office is like 85% women. And when they found out who you were co-starring with, you know, oh, ask her about Josh Jamal. I said, I'm going to ask her about herself. Come on. You know, some people just have these great careers and they're really good looking people. And, you know, it's just the way it
Yeah.
works.
Oh, I'm happy to talk about Josh. You know, I had heard a rumor that he was one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, and I am happy to report that this rumor is absolutely true, 100%. He was so lovely. I was a little worried, like, you know, how's he gonna feel with me basically being his co-star? And there was nothing to worry about. He was so welcoming. We were both thrown into this very last minute. Like I auditioned and read the script 6 days before I showed up on location. He had, I think, an extra week with the script, but so, you know, we're both show up at the last minute, constantly just like running lines with each other to make sure we're prepared for our scenes. And he was just so lovely and great to work with, and I'm so thankful to have had that experience.
All right, let me play this out. Your agent calls you and says, "Listen, this movie shoots in 6 or 7 days. Something happened. We need you to audition." And you're going, "Okay, where are we shooting this?" And they go, "Mississippi." And we're in Florida. So I've been to Mississippi a lot. And please tell me this was shot in like the winter.
So, okay, a few things are wrong with your story,
Okay.
because it was not my agent who called me. It was Jeremy London who called me, who I have done 3 movies with before this, and he calls me 10:30 on a Saturday morning and he says, "Elena, I'm emailing you this script. There's a role in here which is great for you. Put yourself on tape, send in an audition today." So that's how that happened. My dad was visiting. He taped the audition with me. By 5 p.m., I had sent it back to him. And the next day he calls me and he says, "The director loves you. You are the female lead in this movie.
Wow.
And we're filming in Mississippi. Be there on Saturday."
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how it happened. And
Oof.
yep.
So a lot of people don't realize, they say, "Oh, it's on tape. You got this high-end camera." I mean, a lot of people are breaking out their iPhones and doing whatever they can. I mean, is your dad holding the iPhone when you're doing this?
Well, you got to put it on a tripod so it's not shaking.
There you go. You didn't go full Blair Witch with it then. Okay,
No,
that's good.
No.
Okay. Now, my daughter's an actress. She's 20 years old. She's in college. I love talking to a female actor and going, what advice would you give to somebody in their 20s? They're in college, kind of like you, and they're going, okay, they have this dream. You know, what do you think the hardest thing for you to get over was?
Ooh, I think realizing that there's no, like, don't set any time limits or deadlines for yourself, because there's no, you know, if you're in the lucky 0.00001%, you might make it in a year. You might book a role, your first role, and it'll put you on the map. Like, that's not realistic, though. Don't count on that happening, and just don't set any time limits and deadlines for yourself. Like, I didn't have a plan B. A lot of people will move to LA and say, like, "Oh, I'll give it 3 years. I'll give it 5 years. I'll give it 1 year." Don't do that. Like, just if you love it, keep grinding, keep moving forward, keep reinventing, keep thinking of different things you can try. Like with our phone, it's so easy now to create content, put it online, and just keep going. Keep going. Don't give up.
Now, people come at you, especially with acting now, like you said, anything can be done on phone. So many people are doing short films. They're doing reality shows. They're doing podcasts. I mean, I can't imagine the amount of stuff that's thrown at you on a daily basis.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny you mentioned that, because, and I just remember with the phone, like, so I got The Hunger Games. This was back in 2013.
Yeah.
From a video a music video that I shot on, it was an iPhone 4 at the time. And I made a music video to Call Me Maybe, that song by Carly Rae Jepsen. Except I said it like Cast Me Maybe. And so I put
smart.
this together and
oh my God. Cast Me Maybe.
Yeah.
And it gets you on the Hunger Games.
Yes. Yes. It's insane. So, and yeah, there's a lot of people creating so much content. Like at some point you do have to kind of filter certain things out.
Yep.
Especially because what you put online lives there forever. But when you're starting out, you don't even necessarily have to put it online. Like just do it for practice and do it to learn camera angles, do it to watch your performance and see what works and what doesn't.
Now, when I say non-traditional way, I mean you also did a lot of stunt work. I mean, that seems so insane to me, like going, okay, I want to be an actress, but let me jump off this building. I mean, and they had to come to you. Hey, can you ride a motorcycle? Can you do? I mean, how many times did they come to you and you go, oh yeah, of course, and you had no idea?
So never. That was something that is very important to me.
Okay.
I never, ever lied about my skills because that will actually get you in trouble.
Yeah.
That will get you fired. That will get you blacklisted. So that is something I never did. And I actually lost jobs because of that. And I'm fine with that. You know, that's just how it is. But you know what? Those people then respected that and called me 6 months later for a different job and said, hey,
Okay.
how about this? Can you do this? So, yeah.
I saw an image of you as Gamora.
Yes.
And I'm like going, I know how long it takes in the makeup chair to do something like that. And I mean, I assume, how many days were you in makeup where they go, oh, we don't need you today. We were thinking about doing this, but we're cool.
So on that one, on Avengers, when they put me into the makeup, they did use me.
Okay.
And that makeup actually didn't take that long. They on those sets, they have it down. They know how to do it. That one took up, I think, about maybe 2 hours.
That's quick.
I did do the longest makeup job I've ever done is I played a succubus on a show called Sleepy Hollow on Fox back in the day. That makeup job it took 5.5 hours to put on. Then you work the 8-hour day and then it takes 2.5 hours to take it off. And there was one day where they put it on me and they were like, oh, it's not happening today. And I was like, oh, okay, deep breaths. Like, also because it's not great for your skin.
No, it's
like
terrible.
If it includes your face and they put glue on your skin and you're only supposed to do it like a certain amount of days per week because but I think they ended up bringing in like the stills photographer or something. So we ended up getting something out of it, but not as much as we should have, but it all worked out in the end.
Now, when you're telling your parents, you go, okay, I went to college, I have this degree, and I want to be a stunt person now. Does mom go, no, we're not, or were they cool?
Well, I didn't tell them.
Okay.
I didn't tell them. So basically after college, I moved to New York City and I was like, okay, fake my other career. And that summer I worked at the US Open, for example, and as a guest services manager. And I'm like, okay, this is related to my degree. I'm making a little bit of money, they don't have to worry about me. Then I decided I wanted to go to a drama school and I'm like, okay, well, I need to make money. I'm going to be a waitress. It's kind of related. Like you might not need a degree from Cornell for that, but it's kind of related. And eventually, like, I guess I couldn't hide it anymore that I decided to be an actress and then a stunt woman. But I just kind of played it cool. And at that point I was making money. So it's like there was not really anything they could say.
Yeah. Okay, you're making money. I mean, what's interesting is a lot of people don't know the hospitality industry. When we say that, you have to learn to put up with difficult people. And then you go into a field where you have to put up with difficult people. So I think you did use your degree a little bit.
I think so. I really do think so. And it was basically like a business degree. And a lot of the classes I had to take, I use every day, like negotiation and marketing. And so in the end, I think it wasn't a bad choice of a degree.
Now, I like to say all the time, I do stand up, I'm an attorney, I do all these things. And people always ask me,
Wow.
what's the big thing I do? I said, well, I don't say no a lot. I say yes to a lot of things because I think the experience is so important. But then there are times that you need to say no. You know, when somebody offers that, what do you think the best no you've ever given, and what is the worst no?
Ooh, I mean, I think I am kind of like you. I don't say no very often. Also because I kind of feel like God and the universe is just like putting things into my life, and so I will accept them. But there have been, you know, I say no to various stunts at this point in my career that I just don't want to do anymore. I say no to stair falls. I got called to do a car hit about 3 weeks ago, and I said no. Also because I was just hit by a real car about 4 weeks ago. So that's a whole different story. But I think it's about knowing when to say no, because it's our bodies are valuable. We only have one. There are just certain things I don't want to do anymore to keep me protected and able to do things that I do want to do.
I can tell you in my legal career, our firm does accidents, and the damage that people don't realize that's happening in their body in a car accident and a sudden jolt, you know, anything can throw the spine off, and that's a lifetime of issues. So, you know, I'm kind of happy when you go, I'm not going to do any car accidents anymore, car stunts anymore, because those could be significant.
Yeah, and it's just not worth it. Like, for what? For a half a second of screen time of a movie that may not be any good? Like, yeah.
What I love about a lot of stunt people is, especially fight scenes, when they take a hit, there's always one guy who goes, listen, it doesn't work. Just hit me, dude. You know, and stuntmen have that mentality where some of them, where they go, I've been punched in the face like 500 times. You're not going to affect me. I'm sure that came to you where somebody goes, hey, try this. And you're going, I'm going to do it, but I don't really want to.
It has happened. If someone tells me to hit them, I do not do it full force. Like, you cannot get, no matter how much you beg me, I will not do that. Because if you get hurt, I'm still going to get in trouble. So, but that being said, you know, it's also been the other way where I have, as an actress, I've been hit in the face by a stunt person when I was not supposed to be hit in the face. So that's not fun either.
No.
But I guess, like, it's part of.
It's the job.
It's the job.
It's
the job, and as long as you're not seriously injured, if we take two, let's keep going, or let's keep the take because it looks good.
People don't realize it's inches and quarter seconds that an accident happens. I mean, nothing can be perfect unless they're just doing complete CGI. Anytime somebody's going, okay, stop right here. And, you know, you could be standing different. You could lean forward. You could yawn. It's kind of like professional wrestling, how these people get hurt so badly because it's a quarter inch. You know, what do you think the worst? Well, you know what your worst injury on a set was. What was the time where you go, wow, that's no good?
Ooh,
without mentioning the production, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But
well, so there haven't been any huge major things that have taken me out for a long time, luckily. There have been some bruises, some sprains on. I mean, I can mention it because it was like I did a movie called Looper where I doubled Emily Blunt, and that was it was like very early in my career. There was a scene where Emily and Joseph Gordon-Levitt basically run out of the house and jump off the front porch because the house is exploding behind them. And I grab Joseph Gordon-Levitt's stunt double as we're jumping off, and I had my thumb out. And never, ever keep your thumb out. Always keep your thumb with your other fingers, because when we landed, you know, gravity and force keeps moving, and it pulls your thumb apart. So that one was a pretty severe sprain where I couldn't lift things for a few weeks. I would lift a glass of water and my thumb would just droop down. It was kind of gross. But luckily, it wasn't anything super serious, and it was a really good lesson for me. And I have never injured my thumb since.
And you get good with the other hand.
So
you start doing stuff with the other hand.
Yeah,
okay, I'll get better with this. All right, we have a little over a minute left. Neglected is in theaters worldwide?
It's in theaters in the U.S.
Okay.
It's being released in Europe, like UK. I think it's a May 11th release. It's going to be released digitally worldwide, I believe, in many, many countries. But yes, in the US, in theaters, go check it out in the theater. It means a lot to us, especially for an independent film, for people to go out and see it on the big screen.
And why don't you give us some of your social media so we can follow you, we can do all these things so that you can build that fan base, and the next thing you know, you're in the next Avengers as the character and not like the stunt person for it.
Yes. Come find me I'm on everything, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube it's the Elena Sanchez.
Well, I can't tell you, this has been a lot of fun, and good luck with everything, and I'm wishing you a really long career.
Thank you so much. It was so great chatting.
Bye-bye. Well, that wraps up today's show. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Thanks for joining us. Special thanks to my two co-hosts, my good friend, professional comedian James John, and my law partner, Craig Lind. This show is sponsored by Kaufman Lind. If you or someone you know has been in an accident, contact us at 407-500-JEFF or 407-500-5333 for a free consultation, or visit us at whenyouneedus.com.